Danny Wallis dominates the block. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian.heise here, and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee, because apparently Danny Wallis is dominating the block. He's a mega buyer, and I thought we'd have a look at this bloke. Now, I will be brutally honest, I have never watched one episode of the block. It's like that great construction show that they have over in the UK. I can't watch it. It looks like, I can understand how it's entertaining, and Rachel agrees with me. It looks like just work done really badly, people rushing projects, people cutting corners. It just seems like a nightmare. It is everything wrong that could go on in your professional life presented as entertainment. So as an architect, I can't watch these shows. Let me know if you're a fan of it. Let me know if you're in the game and you enjoy watching it. I just can't get it. So I've never seen an episode of it, but it is a symptom of just the property obsession that is with Australia. So let's check this out. So Danny Wallis, who is the block's controversial $12 million mega buyer? Now, I looked him up. Well, I looked him up on LinkedIn. So, here he is. He's in Greater Melbourne area. He's the CEO of DWS, Advanced Business Solutions, and he's only a second-degree contact with me. Come on, Danny. We got to become mates on LinkedIn. So he's been at the one business for 29 years. Good on him. I mean, that's a bit unheard of these days. So he's worked his way from, he's CEO from 91 to now, 29 years. 29 years. So let's have a look. So, one man dominated auction day on the block this year, offering insane bids on every single house and buying 3 in the process. Danny Wallis's bids made for several jaw-dropping moments before the auctions, during the auctions, as he drove up the price by $1 million in a single bid. His antics led host Scott Cam to declare the most unbelievable day in block history. So, is he doing this for the attention? Is he doing it for the attention? He's a bit of fame, bit of spotlight. What do you reckon? Could it be? I mean, if he's got the money and he wants to do it, fantastic. But I don't think that's going to happen on every single auction that we have, guys. It's just, put this all in perspective. When you're auctioning your specky, you're not going to get Danny rocking up there, putting the price up $1 million a pound. So a bizarre block history. The super rich IT entrepreneur will be a familiar face to block fans. He bought Mitch and Mark's property last season for a tidy $3.374 million, having bid on all 5 properties. This year he bought Sarah and George's house for $4 million and $2,000 to be exact. Unusual bids are something of a trademark for Wallis. Daniel and Jade's for $3.8 million and Harris and Tasha's for $4 million. While he lost out on the other 2 houses for sale this year, he put in a good fight. In one jaw-dropping moment, he raised the bid on Jimmy and Tam's house by almost $1 million in a single bid. I mean, just think about this, guys. This is a prime time television show in Australia, a popular show. We're property obsessed here, guys. Australia is property obsessed. No wonder everyone thinks property is the only way to get ahead. No wonder so much of the wealth of our nation is put into property. No wonder the politicians are doing every single thing they can to keep property going, to keep this bubble going. Block viewers with longer memories might remember Wallis's flamboyant antics during the 2012 South Melbourne season of the show, where he purchased one of the properties for $1.4 million, while flanked by women in t-shirts emblazoned with his company's logo. Okay, so is he doing it to try and... Maybe it's a tax write-off. Maybe he's the smartest bloody guy in the world. He's writing it all off tax. It was that stunt and his penchant for bizarre, confusing bids that saw him labelled a bit of a nuisance by block buyers advocate Frank Valenci at last year's auctions. But Wallis has some choice words of his own. He's insisted he never even watched the block and complained that the auctions had been slow and stupid. So he's never even watched it. So he's like me. He's never watched it. I'd never been at an auction where people get 5 minutes think time, he said. Danny is a local businessman here in Melbourne. We've seen him at a block auction before, and he has a tactic of confusing everyone in the crowd. Block presenter Shelley Craft explained during last year's final. after Wallis offered a bid that left the auctioneer flummoxed at $3,308,050. The auctioneer quipped that it was $3,308,000 and half a litre of petrol. But he's not all flashy stunts. He reportedly let Ronald McDonald's charity use his 2012 blockhouse for free for several years after he purchased it. Starting his career at ANZ, Wallis then founded IT service management company DWS in 1991, which has since grown to encompass offices around Australia and New Zealand, with Wallis as the CEO and managing director. And this may explain why Wallis was so eager to flash the cash on the block this year. In September, DWS was bought by Indian tech giant HCL Technologies for $126 million in cash. So, is that the problem? Poor guy's got more money than he knows what to do with, so he puts it in property. Now, that may seem a bit funny, but how many people do you think are in that situation in Australia? I mean, you can sit on your big pile of cash in the bank and do absolutely nothing with it. You could buy some bonds and lock them away. Maybe if you're lucky, you may even get less back than you put in it, or you can put it in property. So what he'll do with the houses? His showboating might annoy those he's bidding against, but there's a heart under those antics. Wallis has grand plans for one of the houses he's purchased. Knowing South Australian farmer couple Daniel and Jade have a child with severe health problems, Wallis purchased their home to donate to My Room Children's Cancer Charity. What an amazing day it was, and a real thrill to buy the 3 houses. I was so impressed with the builds this year, the location in Brighton, and the potential as an investor for the properties in the future, Wallis said in a statement released by Nine. The My Rooms Children's Cancer Charity do so many wonderful things for sick children and their families, and they will benefit so much from having access to Daniel and Jade's amazing house. Well, that's fantastic. I mean, okay, maybe he is doing it as a tax write-off, but if he can afford to do it, there you go. So he's probably reached, I'd hazard a bet. I'd bet a carton that the good old Danny here, he's reached a point in his life and his career where now he wants to start giving back. You'll see that people reach a point where they've acquired wealth, and they're at a point now where, well, they want to start giving back and contributing, and that should be encouraged. Scott Adams is doing the same thing. So it is made extra special for me because I know Daniel and Jade have been through so much with their daughter Isla over the years, in and out of hospital, and they will understand just how important a house will be for My Room and all the incredible work they do for sick children. So there we have it, everyone. So Danny, the block super auctioneer. Let's have a look at what else some other articles are saying about him. So Danny Wallis, the perennial block bidder, pumps energy into the 2020 auctions. So Sam Cam reckon the auctions will be nail-biting, but it's mostly about how deep were the pockets of Danny Wallis, the energetic bidder man who spent just under $12 million on 3 purchases in the Brighton block. He blitzed the auctions and saw Jimmy and Tam win the day and take home a total of $1,066,000, making them the first millionaires in the 16 series. So the first people are finally becoming millionaires from this show. Well, there you go. It was a virtual wipeout for the regular buyers' agents and a huge win for the contestants who took home $3.3 million for their tortured labor. See, this is the problem. This is just fueling the stereotype or the perception that you become a millionaire in property in Australia, guys. I mean, can you? Is it the only way to do it? But maybe it is. Maybe it's true and people are doing it. But that takes... how to put this? That takes people's drive, innovation, entrepreneurial spirit away from businesses. Like Danny here started up, a DWS, an advanced business, advanced business solutions in 91 that he sold for 167 million. It drives away people out of that industry and putting the hard work into housing, because that's all we ever hear about. It's housing, and then you get done with quick money drop shipping cons and people selling source to calls. That's all I seem to see on news.com and other areas. What do you reckon, everyone? Let me know your thoughts and opinions. Are you a fan of the block? Do you think it makes it more entertaining, or is it sending the wrong message to people? Or is this just another reason why we're so property obsessed here in Australia? As always, thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you're a fan and want to support the content I create here, there are a few ways you can. You can join us on YouTube or Patreon. You can support us using our affiliate links at Amazon, eBay, Independent Reserve, or Kucoin. You can buy merch from HeiseSays, use Gold Pass from the Perth Mint, or support us via PayPal. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you all next time.